Swiss Stock Exchange, is it showing shoots of recovery? Is it about to move on up once more? It's been pretty decent for the last few years, falling a bit flat in 22. Now there's some great stocks in the exchange there. Now the main exchange is called the SMI20 and it's more accessible than what you think. It's great for day traders, longer term, position takers. Actually offers many advantages to you. Now I'm going to have a look at the technical analysis, look into some of those stocks and try and see where the SMI20 is heading next. I'm also going to show you how you can actually trade it if you want to get involved from wherever you are around the world. So with that, let's get on with the analysis. Let's dig into the components of the SMI to start with. Now I've jumped into investing.com where you can find all this information as well, and I've just drilled into the index and you can see there down the bottom the component parts, and there's some really good household names in there, ones you didn't probably realize were in there, but as we know at the moment in troublesome times, the global economic weakness, then there's some companies in there that could do well. Insurance, finance, and you've got some basic foodstuffs, luxury goods that haven't been that affected yet at the moment. You've got your pharmaceuticals as well, so it's a real good old mix, and like I said, it's often overlooked as an index to trade, but it's got good liquidity and volume, so it, like I say, it lends itself for all sorts of trading strategy. Now if we have a quick look at the performance to take on my point from the intro, have a look down the year-to-date column. All of them other than Zurich at the end have been performing pretty badly this year. So is this a buy the dip opportunity? As you can see, the last week, month, things have started to turn a bit more green. So a bit of background there for you for the stocks in the SMI. Let's now take a look at the technical analysis. Let's have a look at the longer term charts, and we go back about a decade here on the weekly line chart. You can see straight away from 2012 to the peak at the end of 21, beginning of 22, up a nice healthy 150 odd percent, and it has been a bit of a journey to get there, being flat through there, then accelerating on up through the sort of pandemic time. And since, like I said, 22 has begun, it hasn't been a great picture, down into this sort of price area here between 11,200 and 9,900. Now I've highlighted these yellow lines here as key support and resistance zones, and just rounded up the numbers so you can see how this market is playing. It's 8,000, 9,000, nearly 10,000, just over 11,000. So liking those round numbers, and the highs there just under the 13,000. So interesting looking chart. We've got this little green arrow here putting in support around that sort of 900, 10,000 area, and we've just seen that reversal, bit of strength coming in possibly into the market. Then it's got to get through that next barrier before it can think on going higher further still, but generally a nice looking market. It's been struggling of late, but one that's looking a bit strong at the moment. So let's head into the line break charts. 4 line break chart for those that want a bit more of the fast paced action, some shorter term reversal signals, and actually we got a down play in here at the moment. 10675, 10600, some numbers to get you in there using that line break chart. And then into the daily Heikin Ashi. What have we got in terms of signals? Well, we've got longer term trends still in the negative, shorter term positive, volatility picking up nicely. Then heading on to the price, we've got this 2 standard deviation regression trend band, and you can see the price likes to use those, you know, bouncing points over the long the longer term. And you can see here we've got this W sort of shape pattern building up here, and that could indicate, you know, a rough movement back to that sort of mean of the 2 standard deviation line around 11,700. Say, still trading under the longer term 200 moving average, but we've got a buy signal here outside the 2 pink line box breakout setup. So like I say, that target in terms of this chart, the Heikin Ashi one, looking to the upside around the 11,700 area. And you can see if you go back through that trend, those different support zones and noise and trading activity at those points. So like I said, a warming up chart. And if we head into the Renko chart, use a 50 block size for some even faster short-term action signals, all looking pretty bullish at the moment. We can see that weak downtrend. That's allowed us to create these Fibonacci potential target areas, and to the downside we're looking about 10,000, then 9,200, and then 8,800. If we can see a recovery from here, we've got this first barrier around this big noise here at 11,150, and then we got 11,800, 11,900, and then back to the earlier sort of high areas, 12,940, you know, 13,000 would be a really good move and recovery for the index. So before we give the Swiss 20 a score, let's see how and where we can trade this market. So I've headed into my broker Trade Nation. I'll put a link in the description below for you to follow if you want to check them out. They trade CFD spread bets, and they've got a lot of indices there. Head over to the European section. We got the Swiss 20 rolling cash, nice tight spread, good leverage, and you can see there the chart. But this, you know, doing CFDs and spread betting gives you the up and the downside, so we can go short here very easily, this market, if you don't think it's bullish at the moment. And if you are bullish, then yeah, you got that leverage to give you that extra leg up and, you know, take advantage of any move there. Now if you can't get your hands on CFDs and spread bets because you're from America, well, I've found you an ETF that gives you very similar exposure as well. So this time I've gone into my broker, Tiger Brokers, and they've got a great selection of, you know, all sorts of markets, as you can find out. Link again in the description below if you want to give them a go, check them out. And we want an ETF for the Swiss market, and we've got one here, ticker FSZ. It's the First Trust Switzerland Alpha Dex Fund. You can see it pretty much replicates the SMI20. Like I say, it's available there on Tiger Brokers. So a couple of ideas for you there: spread betting, CFDs, and, you know, ETFs if you're interested in getting some exposure to the Swiss stock market. So now let's get on with scoring the SMI20. So what have we got in terms of score? I'm going neutral at the moment, just based on the technical analysis. Still a bit of a mixed bag for me. Yeah, they've got some short-term momentum, some pattern signals looking a lot stronger, but I think it might just be a bit too early yet. So I think it's a game of patience with the Swiss 20. Definitely potential there, and, you know, Heikin Ashi, Renko, still, like I say, a mixed bag. If you are more bearish, then up the top right hand 4-line break chart numbers for you to get into the downside, and targets both pretty decent to the up and the downside, 3.17 and 7 to 1 for the bulls, and the downside 4.33 and 5.33 to 1. But like I said, at the moment, based off those technicals, neutral at the moment. So Swiss SMI, where do you think it might be heading next? Love to know your thoughts. Do you agree, disagree with today's analysis? Now I'm going to hold at the moment. It looks like it's consolidating, building up for a more bullish upside move, but I think it's all about timing with this one. Doesn't quite feel right for me just yet, and you know, I might be wrong, so let me know in those comments, like I said, what you think. Love to hear from you. Now if you liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons, and all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.